Hello friends, welcome back to Brain Power classes. Today we are going to see Economic Policy of India class 11th Economics, 9th chapter Economic Policy of India since 1991, and this is our part 2. So in part 2 we are going to see privatization, globalization, achievements and failures. In the previous lesson, we already covered economic crisis in introduction, little part of that, and objectives of new economic policy, features of new economic policy, and three components of NEP. We completed the first one, that is liberalization. Now, and we will be beginning with the privatization and more. So, let's begin with the privatization. Privatization simply means transferring of ownership from the public sector to the private sector. In simple words, it reduces the government involvement and increases private sector participation in economic activities. Now, what are the measures taken for privatization? The first major is disinvestment. Disinvestment means selling shares of public sector enterprises to the private sectors. And the best examples are disinvestments of Maruti ITDC, ITDC hotels, IPCL, VSNL, etc. Second, we have de-reservation policy. Now, industries reserved for the public sector were gradually reduced, and the 17 industries, the industrial policy of 1956 reserved 17 industries for the public sector. NEP reduced this number to 8, latter 3, and finally on 2 industries. And now in current situation, railway transport and atomic energy remained only reserved. Others are not reserved, they are de-reserved. Now third, we have establishment of BIFR. BIFR stands for Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. What is the purpose of it? The purpose is to take decisions regarding sick public sector units. You can see here, NEP has set up Board of Industrial and Final Reconstruction to take decisions regarding sick public sector units. By the end of 1996, 188 cases of sick public sector units were referred to BIFR. Fourth, we have creation of National Renewal Board, that is NRB. Now, when loss-making public sector units close, workers may lose job. So NRB helps by providing compensations to them, assisting retrenched works, and supporting voluntary retirement schemes. Fifth, we have Navratna status. So during 1997 to 98, 9 PSUs received Navratna status. These are IOC, Indian Oil Corporation, ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, HPCL, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, BPCL, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, IPCL, Indian Petrochemicals Corporation Limited, VSNL, Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited, BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, SAILCL, Steel Authority of India Limited, NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation. So these companies received greater financial and managerial autonomy. Now, what are the mini Ratna companies? So this concept was introduced by Government of India in 2002. So in this also we have two categories, Mini Ratna category 1 and Mini Ratna category 2. So Mini Ratna category 1. So basically profit for last 3 years. Those the companies in category 1 of Mini Ratna are, they have profit for last 3 years, and pre-tax profit was rupees 30 crores or more in it last 1 year. And category 2 is profit for last 3 years and positive net worth. They come in Mini Ratna category 2. Now Maharatna companies, or we can say Maharatna companies. The Maharatna category for central public sector enterprises, CPSEs, was introduced in 2009 with the purpose of is to help large public sector enterprises become global giants and multinational companies. So this was the purpose of them. Now let's see the third component of our NEP, that is globalization. So globalization means integration of a country's economy with the world economy. So it creates a borderless economy where goods, services, capitals, labors, technology can move freely across the countries. So it removes the barriers to trade and the investment. Now, what are the measures taken for globalization? The first one is the removal of quantitative restrictions. Restrictions on imports and exports were removed, imports duties were reduced. Encouragement to foreign capital. Foreign investment was encouraged. This increased the flow of foreign capital into India. Convertibility of rupee. The exchange rate became more flexible and the rupee became fully convertible for the current account transactions. Foreign collaborations. Indian companies were allowed to collaborate with foreign companies. For examples are Maruti Suzuki, Hero Honda, Tata Core Steel, etc. Fifth, we have long-term trade policy. Now, to ensure longer duration in foreign trade, changes were made in the foreign trade policy. What were that? First is the liberalized trade policy, removal of restrictions of foreign trade, and encouragement to foreign collaboration. Sixth, we have encouragement to exports. So, through EXIM policy, incentives provided to exporters and SEZs, special economic zones, were established for export promotions. So these were the measures taken for globalization. Now we are going to move with the evaluation of the economic policy of 1991. Now what are in this we have major achievements and major failures. So first we are going to learn major achievements. So first is revolution in IT sector. So India became a global IT hub and Indian software professionals gain worldwide demand. You can see Indian software engineers are high in demand in developed countries like USA, UK, France, etc. Next, second major achievement we have improvement in financial facilities. So due to entry of private and foreign banks, financial sector became highly professional and competitive. Private and foreign banks introduced credit cards, e-banking, faster services. So this is the improvement in the financial facilities. Third, we have improvement in educational standards. Students gain better opportunities for foreign education, scholarships, and educational loans. Increase in exports. India now exports machinery, chemicals, computers, along with traditional products. Diversification of cropping pattern. Farmers shifted towards horticulture, floriculture, medicinal plants according to global demand. Rather than continuing with the traditional farming, they adopted the new technology, the new cropping pattern, and they diversified the cropping pattern. Solve the problems of scarcity. Solving the scarcity problems. So liberal imports help reduce shortages of goods and raw materials, and this help to control the inflation. Now these were the major achievements. Now with major achievements we have major failures also. Now that we are going to see one by one. So first failure is lack of self-sufficiency. So countries may focus on only on globally demanded goods instead of domestic goods. So a country under globalization cannot achieve self-sufficiency in food production because it is forced to produce only those goods which are demanded at global level and which are profitable. Second, we have adverse effect on domestic market. So imported goods are often cheaper. So this affects local industries and businesses. Affects poor farmers. Benefits mainly reached to rich farmers, and poor farmers often face competition, debt, and poverty. So they get poorer and poorer. Unhealthy competition. So many Indian industries struggle against multinational companies. So some became sick units or some shut down. Fifth, we have neglect welfare aspect. Privatization has increased cost of education, health services, and communication services. So profit becomes the main objective behind it. Unemployment. Many industries close due to competition. This leads to job losses, poverty, inequality, and the rate of unemployment increases. So, the new economic policy of 1991 transformed the Indian economy through LPG, that is liberalization, privatization, and globalization, and it increased the growth, investment, exports, and technological development. So, however, in all this, it also created the challenges such as unemployment, inequality, and pressure on domestic industries. In conclusion, we can say, therefore, the NEP has brought both opportunities and challenges to the Indian economy. So, part, in the second part, we in this video we have completed the ninth chapter, the new economic policy 1991, and we have already uploaded the video on exercise. In that, we have discussed the questions and provided you the answers. So, see you in next video.